welcome to another episode of Faith and Home Buying. I am honored to again take this journey with you on another day and another episode. And again, I just want to continue to say thank you. Thank you for those that have uh, called in and reached out and just either whether it be asking questions or me needing to help you. That's just the best. And the other day on Sunday, we had it was a really good service. And like when you leave a service and you're like, you know what, that was good. That was absolutely for me. Sometimes that could have been for the next person, but that one was for me. But it was a great episode, and it was our campus pastor, Pastor Michelle of Vive Church, Palo Alto. She gave a great message just in talking about um, ways in which just kind of like verses. So ways in which we create unforced errors in our mind, right? Like we are the ones that are kind of battling ourselves and the way that we think about ourselves and the way that we perceive who we are. And we'd be probably so surprised that, a lot of the things that we think that people think about us aren't even true. And most people are worried about their own stuff versus our own. But it was a great reminder on understanding who God has called you to be and where He's called you to go and the things that He's called you to do in life. And sometimes if we just get out of our own minds and thinking that we can't do things and that we just disqualify our own self, we could probably go a lot further in a lot of things. And I just want to, this is a verse that she had read, and I thought it was really good in the NIV version, but of course, I read it in the TPT version, and I'm like, ooh, that sounds really good too. So just bear with me for a second. It's 2 Corinthians 10, 3 through 5. And yeah, I mean, it was really, well, here, I'll just read it and we'll talk about it. So, for although we live in the natural realm, we don't wage a military campaign employing human weapons, using manipulation to achieve our aims. Instead, our spiritual weapons are energized with divine power to effectively dismantle the defenses behind which people hide. We can demolish every deceptive fantasy that opposes God and break through every arrogant attitude that is raised up in defiance of the true knowledge of God. We capture, like prisoners of war, every thought and insist that it bow in obedience to the Anointed One. What? I mean, just that verse alone, I just when you're thinking about holding every thought captive, and this is what it is in the other version, like the NLT version, right? Okay, so we are human, but we don't wage war as humans do. We use God's mighty weapons, not worldly weapons, to knock down the strongholds of human reasoning and to destroy false arguments. We destroy every proud obstacle that keeps people from knowing God. We capture their rebellious thoughts and teach them to obey Christ. So pretty much bringing every thought into captivity, every thought into captivity, so that we can ultimately, do the things that God has called us to do in life. And I find myself, just even recently, there's things that I didn't even think that I had a battle in my mind about, and I actually did. And there's even some moments in thinking that gosh, God, I've been doing like this career for geez, over 16 plus years. But man, sometimes I feel that I'm not doing enough, or there's more things I should do, or am I really as knowledgeable as I think I am, right? And but then I have to think back and really understand, and I hope this is for somebody too, and just really look back at the things that you have accomplished in life, right? And at least for myself, I see that, wait a minute, Tamika, like, even though you don't think that you may not have had the correct education or the extensive education. I mean, granted, I'm only a couple of courses away to complete my degree. I just am too damn busy. But it's just looking at what I have accomplished, and it's bigger than even a degree. Being able to speak to people and cause change in families' lives that would have never maybe thought about home ownership, or helped them in a way where it passed down from one generation to another. And I've actually had that, in 16 years, like, you have a parent and then it passes down to a child that gets home ownership. I mean, it's just an amazing thing to see. And at a time where all of this is actually even possible, but at one point it wasn't, right? And especially for communities of color or marginalized communities that I do serve. And just to keep it real, I mean, there's over 100 or so families that I've been able to touch. And like, God, that's something. And you should be proud of that, right? But again, there's still thoughts that come up in your mind, and it's like, God, am I really called to this? It's still, even now. And I just would encourage you, even if you might be that person and you probably resonate with what I'm saying, understand that, our thoughts, sometimes we're um, the biggest enemies in our lives, more than the devil, more than everything else. It's just how we think about ourselves. And I would encourage you today, and I had to do this a little bit myself, to know your worth, to know your value, and understand that you've been called for a purpose. And even if you don't know that purpose quite yet, understand that you know in your mind, if it's your mind disqualifying you, then that this, you're probably onto something, because the devil, again, the thoughts and the things that continue to, we can't do this, oh, you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not whatever it may be. If you hear that kind of coming through your mind, and it's not even about the qualifications, and God has said it, and yet that's the direction you should go, what you should be doing, and you don't do it based off of your own insecurities, know that that's just something that God's trying to get you to think differently about, and taking those thoughts captive, and being able to reframe your thoughts, being able to position yourself in your minds of creating on or thinking about things that are higher, and who you are, and your positives and your wins in life. And then also understanding your purpose and saying, God, there is a purpose. I'm here, I'm living, I'm breathing. It doesn't matter what job I'm in, doesn't matter what place I'm at, but there's purpose for me, obviously, because I'm here and I know you and I trust you and I know that you're directing and guiding my path. So I hope that was for somebody today. It really did bless me. And I was able to kind of make some adjustments in my mind with regards to knowing who I am, and the value and the worth, and the people that I represent. And speaking of wins, yay, let's talk about some wins. This market, yeah, but let's just I don't even want to talk about how amazingly difficult things have been in this market, but I have had some wins, and there's some more of the wins that are continuing to come. And looking at the wins that I've had, and this is thinking outside the box, right? And, my clients, we're teammates when it comes to this. If they send me things, or looking at areas, and going in and hunting for homes. I mean, shoot, taking out a couple of hours to write an offer on the spot and to be able to send it in. That's a lot, to do. That's a lot to you know just to continue forward progress, especially when no's have happened and offers have been rejected. But that's okay. Here's one win that I got to share. A client of mine, she's about to get married in June. And so she's looking for her home before she gets married. And, we're out with her fiance as well. And, we were looking in the Concord area, because her job is over there in Walnut Creek, and, in between there and like San Francisco. And, so we were looking in the major areas, right? And the major areas, man, these things were selling and over her comfort zone. And you would have to come in non-contingent and come in over at an uncomfortable amount that you might have to pay even some over. And we're talking about 15 offers in Concord. It's no joke. Talking with having a good rapport actually with the listing agents. This is one of the things that us as agents have to do. Don't know them, usually, but yet have to come through with just cold and gaining a rapport, so that you can find out information and talk about the market and information, right? And so upon doing that, she actually said, you know what, Tamika, this property might go for a little bit, well, not a little bit, a lot more than what it's listed at, just based off of the numbers. And I'm in contract with another listing agent who has a property in Pleasant Hill that would be probably a great fit for you. 3 bedroom, 2 bath, about 1,200 square feet, front yard, backyard, great area, Pleasant Hill. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna check that out. She gave me the address and called the listing agent on that home and said, I want to go see this home. Told my client about it and said, you know what? I think we need to pivot. There's a reason probably why this happened, and we need to pivot. And I'm so glad that she listened because we pivoted. We saw the home. The home fits perfect on what she's needing, what she's looking for, especially for a first time home buyer. And put in the offer. The offer wasn't too ridiculous at all, and it should appraise. We have an appraisal at 11 o'clock today, but we got into contract. Even got into contract with multiple offers, and got into contract. Um, yeah, with contingencies at that, with a property contingency. And so we're going to be doing our inspections today. But all that to say that sometimes things do not look like you think that it should. And be open in this market to pivoting. Be open in this market to looking at the areas outside the box. That means looking at maybe our Martinez, Pleasant Hill, Orinda, Lafayette area for home ownership. And navigating the losses, but just taking it as, okay, I need to get a little bit stronger. Or sometimes losses, you just can't do anything. You did your best, and it is what it is. I just need to continue on and find a different property, and that's okay too. So just wanted to give that win. When we come back on the next half, I have some other wins too, because there's a lot of listings that I have coming up, and I'm going to let you know about them. And who knows? Maybe if you are interested in an off-market deal because you've been struggling in this market, I might have something for you. And so stay tuned for the next segment, and I'm going to go over some properties that might be interesting to you. All right, it's Tamika Ellsworth, Faith in Home Buying, equipping people of faith for the home buying process. Stand by. All right. Hey, everybody. Second episode, Faith in Home Buying. I'm loving equipping people of faith for the home buying process. And to continue on and carry on with what I was talking about in the first segment, wins. I do have some other wins that I think that would be interesting for those that may have been in the market or even trying to come into the market. I do have some properties, some off-market ones that would be of interest for a lot of people. And I say this too because remember, sometimes you got to look outside the box. When you look outside the box for homes, properties, and just opportunities, but that may not be kind of like right in your face. Those are the ones that I love. Those are the opportunities that I love to I don't know. I love to find, like, when God has me going one way, and then I switch and I change a direction, and then I find a jewel or a gem. And this has happened a lot of times with my clients. And I love those because I know that those are breathed by God, and then amazing things end up happening. And that's what happens. You have to keep your feelers on. So that being said, I do have 4 properties that I want to make mention of. And they are in different areas, but I'll start with the ones that I'll go from like kind of up to Contra Costa County and then go all the way down. And hey, keep a listen. If you want to contact me about any of these, remember, I can be reached at tamikaellsworth.com, or at 408-561-7922. You can also catch me on, you can DM me on Instagram at Tamika Ellsworth, or TikTok, doesn't matter, real estate _T. But either way, so starting in Brentwood, I have one home, and it's a really super cute home from a couple. They're right now looking at pretty much one of their dream homes and getting built. And I love that. I love that this market is allowing people to get into the dream home and bigger home space. It's great, and theirs is amazing too. They signed up in December and finally got on the list and called for their home. Yay. But this particular property, it is in Brentwood, and it's a single family home, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath, almost 1,700 square feet, and built in 2005, so it's fairly new. It is 2 story, and it's been very, very well maintained. Updated flooring, shutters. The kitchen has been updated as well. There's a pantry in there. And the bathrooms have been updated as well. The laundry is up on the top, which is wonderful. But the master, oh my goodness, the master is huge. I mean, I know I say that, but I'm telling you, the master is really, really big on the top, and it has a really big closet space to it too. And the walk-in closet is just ridiculous. So those of you that had a whole lot of clothes and shoes, well, this one might be for you for sure. And 2-car garage side by side, and it's in a great area of Brentwood off of Sycamore. If you want more information about that, you could just again hit me up, 408-561-7922, or on my website about that one, and that's tamikaellsworth.com. So that's in Brentwood. So coming down and going into Alameda County, I have two. One that's about to be live next week, probably the beginning of next week, but it's off market right now. It's off of Grand Street, and it is a 2 bedroom, 2.5 bath condo, a little bit under 1,300 square feet. It's a second, or it's a 2-floor condo unit on the corner, and the kitchen has been updated, renovated. The bathroom's been updated in certain respects. But the good thing about it is it has two primary rooms. So they both have bathrooms up in the upstairs. They both have bathrooms, and there's a laundry unit up there as well. But flooring has been done. We just finished painting inside there to be staging actually today. Pictures being taken over the weekend, but that's a super cute one, very affordable. Matter of fact, price point wise for like the Brentwood one, let me go back to that. It's probably going to be around the low 500 range. Price point for this particular condo. And it's low HOA too. I think the HOA is in around the 300s. So it's low HOA as well. This particular home will be listed about the mid to high fives. So just FYI, if you're looking in those price points, which is not a lot of them in those price points, hit me up, please, or tell your agent to hit me up. Okay. There's another one in Hayward, and this is a single family home. This is off market. It's on D Street. So again, it's not too far from this one, but this particular home has a very big lot. Like if you're looking for any type of lot to put an ADU and to still have like room for workshop and just RV parking, different trucks or different storage. This is one for you. It is a single family home, 3 bedroom, 1.5 bath. A little under 1,400 square feet, but the lot size, no joke, is about 8,000, little over 8,000 square foot lot. So you can do a lot with this. Granted, it's zoned for only single family residents. However, there is room for just different units in order to produce income as well. It is, hardwood flooring throughout. It's a lot of the natural, or a lot of the original features of the home. So we're going to try to keep that, but it's a great blueprint. Even in the kitchen, the kitchen's huge. The blueprint of the kitchen, the floor plan, you could do a lot with the kitchen, opening things up in the home. Fireplace, like I said, hardwood floors. It's going to be painted pretty soon. Nice porch area. The bedrooms are really spacious. And then the one bathroom is really spacious, and it's also a laundry and a mud room attached to it. There's a detached 2-car garage, which is huge for storage. And, it would make a great, someone that wants to maybe work from home, or maybe have some type of home office, or like a workshop area. This is for you. And it also has a carport on the lot too. So that's going to be coming up soon. I'll be having that on my website. And again, if you want more information, you can always DM me to tamikaellsworth.com, or you can text me, call me, 408-561-7922. So those are two in Hayward. So moving down, I have another one coming up in Mountain View. Now this is a jewel. Well, the other one, I'm sorry, the other one in Hayward, that will probably be listed for about the mid to high sevens listing. Okay. Then I have another one over in Mountain View, kind of like that Mountain View Los Gatos border, which is nice because you do have Mountain View Los Altos, Los Altos High School, which is great. And that's what a lot of people really are looking for. And this is on Jardin Drive in Mountain View, but it is a single family home. It's a 3 bedroom, 1 bath, about approximately 1,000 square feet, and the lot size is 5,600. And the neighborhood is a really nice. It's Gamela Park and Mountain View slash Los Altos High School district. And we're still kind of cleaning out. That's the very, very beginning stages. But if you are interested in this, again, 408-561-7922, do give me a call and let me know what you think. And if anything, I'll probably have these listed again on my Instagram stories. And so if you were interested, you can kind of go on my Instagram. It's Tamika Ellsworth. On Instagram, at Tamika Ellsworth, and you can find those on my Instagram stories. I like off-market deals. I love it when I'm able to find properties. And actually, I should have one coming up in Oakland pretty soon with another client, but I'll give you that once the listing agreement is signed and they're through getting things inside their trust. But aside from that, and that's going to be a fixer, by the way. The one in Mountain View, that'll probably be in the 2 million mark. So that's a little bit more expensive, especially dealing with the area and also the school district. But all that to say, I again, I'm so thankful, not only for buyer clients that I've had and helped throughout the years, but that trust me enough to not only find them a home, but trust me enough to sell their home too. And that's just been an amazing year so far in 2021, and 2020 was just beautiful and phenomenal at that. Award-winning, phenomenal. I'm not going to go too much into that. I don't really talk about that stuff that much, but it's been great. And I just want to say, hang in there. If you are in this market, and even if you're an agent listening to this, and people that are in this market trying to search for homes, just know that tenacity will get you everywhere. I'm serious about that. Being tenacious and understanding that. If you don't give up, odds are it's going to finally happen. And I say this by experience. I've shown, sometimes over 40 homes to clients, and sometimes, and even with my own current clients right now, sometimes things happen in order to get you in the mindset or mentality where God needs you to really go for, a property that really He has for you. Because a lot of times, just like even in life, right, timing is everything. And if we go before our time, even with meeting people, right, in situations, we may miss the mark because we're too soon. So just know, when everything happens, it'll happen in its perfect time. And just know too that, forcing things to happen, it's not going to work. But just know that the perfect home and the perfect opportunity is waiting for you. So with that being said, again, this is Tamika Ellsworth with Faith in Home Buying. Thank you so much for joining me again. Equipping people of faith for the home buying process, one of the things I love to do. I'll catch you next week.